Here we have the last coin from my last video, and I'd like to thank SilverGeek123 for leaving a comment pointing out that this was mislabeled. The seller of that mystery lot had said that this was a King George II halfpence from Britain, which means it would date back to somewhere through the 1760s through 1770s, something like that. That was during his reign. But it's not actually that. It is actually a colonial, U.S. colonial coin from Connecticut. Now that we're looking at the coin, I'm going to show you side-by-side examples of what these coins really look like when you have one that's not in poor condition like this one, and talk about it for a moment. So I apologize for putting together just taking a video of a TV screen right here, but here is a side-by-side example. The left is what the seller thought he was including in the mystery lot, and on the right is what actually came in the mystery lot. As you can see, this is essentially the same design that was taken from Britain, and in fact it's a design that continued through their halfpence until they switched over to the decimal system in the late 1960s. So this design lasted for centuries. They made subtle changes to it over the year, but it's a seated lady holding a flower with one hand, a spear with the other hand, and a round shield, I guess, with the Britannia logo on it is resting up against her. And at this time, even though the U.S. wasn't really fond of the Brits, at the time they continued to use a very similar look to it right here. So there's a lot of elements that are very similar. Of course, on the biggest distinguishing thing here would be the year, which is very well worn on the coin. But on the left, it has Britannia written around the seated lady, and on the right, it is, I'm not sure what that is supposed to be Latin for. So let's switch to the heads side. So when we look on this side, of course, we have very good examples of the coin on the left, and the coin on the right is something that is very difficult to come up with, so that's why the example isn't as good. You can tell that it is a very similar portrait, and then on my coin, since it is so well worn, pretty much all you can see is a silhouette that they've come up with here. But the left is going to feature George II, and the coin on the right is essentially called the draped bust facing left. And so I don't know if this was inspired by George. They wanted something that was pretty similar, but with first glance, you can see the clothing is a little bit different. The bow in the back of the hair forms in a different shape, and you're going to have a lot of trouble telling it apart on a coin as well worn as mine. So then instead, I want to focus on the words written around the edge on this side. On the left, it says Georgius, which they write in Latin, so George II Rex is king. On the right, the right coin, on the right side of the coin, it has the first few letters of Connecticut, C-O-N-N-E-C, and that is what the Silver Geek 123 noticed about the coin, I suppose. So let me flip back to my coin again. So this way is facing up, and you can see the first two letters of the Connect right here, C-O. If this was a George II coin, it would have in Roman numerals 2 I's right there. So this really is the colonial coin. Now, I guess the next question is, what is something like this going to be worth? And that's really hard to say. For the fun of it, since I got a free copy of Gray Sheet, I normally wouldn't have that, but I got a copy for free at the Nashville IMEX show, and they said that this coin in fine condition, which is normally pretty horrible for a coin, but for this coin would be fantastic. If this coin was in fine condition, the book price on this would be something like $275. So we're not going to go with that. By the way, I'll also point out that 1787 is the only date of this coin. So I don't know how well it shows up on here. And as we go back to the side, you can also tell how, I forget what the letters say on here, but it does not say Britannia around the side. And there's more letters on this side, which you can tell don't say Britannia. But on this coin, you can see why, again, it would be easy to mistake it. So I checked eBay sold listings. The worst coin of this was still in better condition than this. Maybe I would put it at good condition. And it sold for $50. And so it just goes to show the scarcity of colonial U.S. coins. What the value on something like this would be. Is this worth 20 bucks? I don't know. Is it worth more than I paid for the whole lot for $10? Almost certainly. And then you get the other 49 coins that go with it. So I guess you'd call this a happy little accident that showed up with that. Let me flip it around one more time. And we'll move on to some other videos coming here pretty soon. I've got another 5 videos just like that one. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.